Hi, Scary Recaps here. Today, I'm going to explain the movie The Call from 2013. Beware of spoilers. In 2019, Kim Sa-yeon is a young woman who travels to see her sick mother with whom she is no longer close and doesn't speak too much. On her way to her house in the countryside, however, she loses her mobile phone. As she arrives at her old home, now in a state of neglect and near abandonment, she discovers an old cordless phone. Feeling cut off by her friends, she plugs the phone in, and after a while, strangely enough, she receives a call from a woman named Oh Young-suk, who sounds depressed and frightened. Even though at first she is reluctant to talk to her, eventually her curiosity gets the better of her, and without anything better to do, Seo-young decides to talk to the unfamiliar person on the other side of the line. She learns that Young-suk is being harassed and tortured by her mother, and in a way, asks for her help. Trying to figure out what to do, Seo-young starts to research the whereabouts of Young-suk until she comes up with the shocking revelation that each time they're having a call, a rift is created in time which allows them to talk to each other, defying the laws of nature. She learns that Young-suk is residing in the same house with her, but in the year 1999. The two women begin to talk about their lives. Seo-young has lost her father in a tragic fire accident and accuses her mother, Un-ae, for it. Young-suk is an orphan who currently lives with her adopted mother, a cruel shaman. It is revealed here that the calls they are having are significantly altering the future. Taking advantage of this, Sa-yeon tells Young-suk about the events that led to her father's death and asks for her to save him. Young-suk leaves her house secretly and goes to the place of the imminent tragedy. She prevents the gas explosion that would have killed Sun-young's father and miraculously changes her present, although it is shown here that it wasn't her mother, Un-ae, but Seon-yun who accidentally turns on the gas in the kitchen, a mistake that led to her father's death. As the present changes, Seo-yun is happy to see that both of her parents are alive and well now, and that the house she lives in is in great condition. Seo-yun is happy with this outcome, but Young-suk's position has become much worse. Her mother punishes her and beats her up for leaving the house, causing her to feel bitter by this turn of events. Seo-young senses her frustration and thinks that it is her turn to help her out. She searches on the internet for information about her life and finds out that Young-suk was killed by her mother during an absurd ritual of exorcism in 1999. She calls and warns her that her mother is planning to kill her in the night. The reason is because that her shaman mother has seen in a vision that her daughter will grow up to become a serial killer, and by killing her first, she will save the lives of many of her future victims. But after the warning of Seo-yun, Young-suk manages to escape her fate, and not only that, but in a fit of rage, to kill her stepmother, thus creating a new timeline. The vision of the shaman, however, turns out to be true, and Young-suk becomes indeed a ruthless serial killer in the future. Seo-yun learns of this dire turn of events due to a small yet crucial detail. Sung-ho, who is both a familiar person of Young-suk and Se-yun in both timelines, comes to the house in 1999 to deliver strawberries. Without finding anyone in the house, he thinks of leaving the fruits in the fridge, but then he finds pieces of the dead shaman woman inside, and Young-suk, having no other choice, decides to kill him. At the same time, Se-yun, who eats strawberries with Sung-ho, stains her coat and goes upstairs to clean it. The stain, however, disappears as if it were never there, and Se-yun tells her parents about Sung-ho. They both reply that they have never known a person by such a name. Se-yun is shocked to learn that most of Young-suk's victims have also vanished and that she was arrested for the murders of her stepmother and Sung-ho. She calls and deals with her, but annoyed as she is, she unintentionally tells her that she will spend the rest of her days in prison. Young-suk asks Se-yun to tell her how the police are going to arrest her, but Se-yun refuses to divulge any more information and hangs up the phone. Back in 1999, an 8-year-old Se-yun and her father visit Young-suk, interested in buying her house. Young-suk grabs this opportunity presented to her. She kills the father and takes little Se-yun hostage. In 2019, Se-yun suddenly sees her father and his car fall into pieces and fade away. The house is back into its dilapidated state, and her mother is sick all over again. Se-young rushes inside and sees the words, "Pick up the phone," written on the floor by none other than Young-suk. Se-young is forced to comply and picks up the old cordless phone. She hears Young-suk demanding to know the way that she is going to be arrested. At first Se-young lies, but Young-suk finds out about this and threatens to kill her mother if she doesn't tell her the truth. Se-young retrieves the information Young-suk so desperately wants and gives it to her, but in the meantime she comes up with a plan to kill her. Young-suk tells Se-young that they are the same and discloses the fact that it was her who was responsible in the first place for the death of her father by the fire and not her mother. Later on, Se-young tries to lure Young-suk in an abandoned storehouse that exploded in 1999, but fails, and Young-suk punishes the young Se-young by pouring hot water on her body. Se-young sees the scars on her body in the present time. In the altered now present, an old Young-suk owns the house. She has installed many refrigerators in which she keeps the mutilated corpses of her victims. She frequently uses the cordless phone to advise and counsel her younger self in order to hide her steps and avoid the police investigations. Se-young glimpses at a notebook and sees that her mother, Un-ae, came to the house with a police officer and used the cordless phone. She calls to warn her mother. In 1999, the young Young-suk attacks and kills the police officer and goes after Un-ae. In 2019, the old Young-suk appears in front of Se-young and chases her. In the chaos that follows, Se-young manages to talk to her mother through the phone moments before she stands against Young-suk. The two women fight each other. In 1999, Un-ae falls over with Young-suk. The mother survives while the serial killer dies. In 2019, the old Young-suk disappears into thin air before she can have a chance to kill Se-young. The house is seen in its primary state, run down and neglected. Se-young exits the house and finds her mother, Un-ae, standing over her father's grave. They both have scars, but they are happy to have finally escaped this nightmare. They are seen walking away, calm and at peace. But before the end, the old Young-suk calls her younger self via the old phone and warns her about Un-ae. In 1999, Young-suk succeeds in killing both the police officer and Un-ae, leaving Se-young all alone. In 2019, Young-suk walks into a room where a person tied to a chair screams for help. A white cloth covers the victim. Young-suk removes the cloth, showing a helpless and terrified Se-young.